Well, what's going on, my broskies? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, and we are making a video just to kind of discuss what's going on here. Treasure Cruise just put out this tweet at news time today, and it looks like it's going to be teasing the next batch of characters or character that's going to be dropping. The thing is like, the whole, like, current celebration with the Kizuna clash of Kid versus Shanks and stuff, like, it ended really quickly in the month. Like, usually the end of month batch usually is teased and shown by this point, or like we know it's going to be coming relatively soon. It just feels like there's so much of a dead period post Kizuna this time around. I think it was really poor structure by the Treasure Cruise team this time around, but we're here to talk about this. This is what they've revealed here. This is in relation to the next batch, and I mean, I don't think it takes, you know, an Einstein to kind of figure out what's going on here. So it looks like we may be receiving Garp as the next end of month legend. The only thing that, like, kind of solidifies this is the fact that, you know, this is fuller led. Obviously, this is where Garp is, you know, where he fights Kuzan, of course. And the thing is we've already had we've had the law versus Blackbeard stuff, and I don't think we're gonna have Blackbeard related stuff here. There may be some Blackbeard related characters, like Avalo Pizarro, for example. Obviously, with his Devil Fruit, he was on the island. I believe Shiryu was on the island at the time, and obviously there's a bunch of just random characters. But this would be a really good time to introduce some of those new marine sword characters like Gru and the Whip Lady, who's like related to Suru, and like who else is there? And there's also like that girl that's like has a crush on Kobe. They could introduce a new Kobe as well. It could be like a new Kobe legend, but I think this is pretty solidified for it. Like, it's setting it up pretty well to be a brand new legend Garp. And the thing is, it's crazy, is that we've had this massive celebration throughout this entire period about the whole versus celebration, and it's just, everyone has been asking for Garp versus Kuzan, and for some reason none of these images are loading. Everyone has been asking for Garp versus Kuzan, and then we got like a little bit of a tease during the event celebration where it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna have a Garp versus Kuzan, but it's gonna be a blitz battle, and that was just such a meme. And the fact that we're getting now, like, after this versus celebration is concluding, because it looks like this versus celebration is concluding, I'm pretty sure that we're not going to have another Super Sugo. That would be a bit much, right? But at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure at this point it's going to be ending. Like, this is the end. Luffy versus Kaido, Blackbeard versus Law, and Shanks versus Kid. This is what's happening, and for some reason, my internet ain't loading at all. So that's annoying as hell. But the fact that we are getting Garp, it looks like it's going to be Garp. I would be surprised if it's not at this point. I just think that, you know, if you're relegating Garp to an end-of-month legend compared to what it could have been with a Super Sugo with Kuzan, and the fact that we got a Kuzan in the celebration as like a side legend, it just makes it so disrespectful. Like, Garp deserved so much more, considering the moment that he takes part in this celebration that they're aiming to start off with this end-of-month batch. I just think it's crazy, dude. I think it's absolutely insane, because, yeah, Garp definitely deserved to be a Super Sugo, and the fact that we're not getting it now, and the fact that this apparently is going to be Garp, this is all speculation, right? But if it is Garp, and they're relegating him to an end-of-month legend, that means that we shouldn't be expecting a Super Sugo Garp anytime soon. And I guess a lot of people had that same ideology. I had that same thinking as well. When we had that Blitz battle come out with the side legend Kuzan versus Garp and stuff, I think most people kind of thought, oh, we're not getting a Garp legend for a while then. We're not getting Garp versus Kuzan for a while. But as soon as this celebration ends, boom, we're getting Garp. So that's crazy to me, that they're doing that. I don't know if it's because people complained and we wanted to see Garp and they might have pushed stuff forward, or this was their plan all along. Who knows, right? But in terms of what we can expect from Garp, one thing, I mean, it is annoying that the database isn't being updated currently because of Solaris not updating it recently. So hopefully we can get that done soon. That would be absolutely awesome. But the fact is that we are getting some really interesting stuff with the most recent Super Sugo batch, with the new Versus Legends and stuff. I'm going to pull it up here so you guys can actually see what I'm talking about. With these new units, of course, with Shanks and Luffy and Blackbeard, these units having the capability of introducing the territory mechanic, I think that is super cool. And this really makes some classes a lot better than what they normally would be. Like some classes that usually don't do a lot of damage, you're going to be able to output more damage or have more damage reduction. But I think this is a really good opportunity to introduce potentially a new territory, and that would be for the fighter class, because fighters are one of the least represented classes in Treasure Cruise. In PvP, they're pretty terrible, and a lot of the time, a character that is a fighter usually takes full representation in their secondary class. Like, a lot of Luffys are fighters, and you may think, because of the consistent amount of Luffy characters that we get in Treasure Cruise, that the fighter class would actually be good, but it's just not. Fighters are never really that good. They never really have been that good. Like, seriously, even when you go back in time in Treasure Cruise, fighters have never really been a top-tier team. Introducing a new Legend Garp into the building with high-tier abilities to not only make fighters better, but also provide an incentive for people to actually pull on him, make him an absurdly broken character for the fighter class, would be good. However, you do have to, keep your expectations in check, because it is going to be an end-of-month batch to our knowledge. We don't expect it to be a Super Sugo Fest exclusive, and if it is an end-of-month batch, just a generic legend, it means it is a character that is going to be pullable in other banners and other, free red tickets moving forward, so you don't have to go that crazy to get the character immediately. But, it's just the fact that, I do really want this character to be good, and it's just this, man, like this Kuzan was really not that good. Like, out of all, like, the side legends of the celebration, with, like, Momo, Kuzan, and, who was the most recent one? Dorian Broggy. Like, honestly, like, Kuzan is probably the worst, in my opinion. I think Momo definitely has places, he's got good synergies, and Dorian Broggy is probably the best of the side legends that we've had in the celebration. Kuzan was so disappointing for what we were expecting. Like, we were expecting to see a Garp versus Kuzan legend at some point. This was kind of like that, and it just didn't really hit. It didn't hit at all. A lot of people were really disappointed with this one. So, I'm expecting big things from Garp, because that's exactly what we're expecting, and we'll see. We'll see exactly what they have planned, but I really hope it's some nice support for the fighter class, because they really need it. We already have the Rumble Legend Garp. Some people probably don't remember about this guy. We already do have the Rumble Legend Garp. This guy is actually, like, not terrible. If you guys don't remember what he does, hopefully the updated abilities here, because this guy's been buffed a couple of times since his release. But in terms of PvP stuff, again, this might be outdated, but he does provide blow-away defense and HP buff to fighters, and if he's below 70%, he gives attack and defense to himself. The ability does 1.8 damage to 2 enemies with the highest special CT, attack and speed buff, and if he's below 70%, he does a counter. Like, his abilities aren't great. Again, just further solidifying, the fighters are really not the best in Pirate Rumble. But the fact that we've had, like, the Garp legends in the game, if we go to, like, Garp 6-star and 6-star plus characters, we've only had the original Legend Garp, which I will admit, this guy with level limit break and stuff and the full investments, and that support effect, by the way, this guy is still, like, pretty usable. People will still definitely use this Garp for sure. And then the Rumble Legend Garp, that's all we've had for Garp representation. Considering how strong and how popular this character is, I am so shocked that this character hasn't had more representation in Treasure Cruise. So I think this is a good thing that Garp is finally getting some recognition. It is just disappointing because he really should have been a Super Sugo. Again, the celebration isn't completely over yet. I don't actually know the date of when these when the Sugo banners end. I should probably find that. But people could say, there might be another Super Sugo part. That would be crazy if they end up going down that route. I'm not expecting that to be the case. Crazier things have happened though, right? But yeah, I'm really hoping for big things for Garp, because he really needs some good representation in Treasure Cruise, man. I really hope to see something big from this guy. And, the thing is as well, he's going to be debuting as, like, the end of month batch, which means that there's going to be a new Pirate King Adventures as well. If it does go down that route, I would expect the Pirate King Adventures character, the free character, to either be one of the Sword Marine members, or to be one of the Blackbeard pirates that was, obviously on Pirate Full of Lead at the time. Or it could be a free-to-play Kuzan. That would also be pretty neat too, to get a new version of Kuzan. And remember, any new version of Kuzan we get, this guy can support, because his support effect is absolutely busted. Removing 3 turns of special bind every time you're inflicted with it is pretty good. We could get a new Kobe as well, but we did already have a Pirate King Adventures Kobe earlier on this year, so I don't expect that to be the case. Either way, let me know your thoughts and opinions about this one, guys. This is a really, really weird situation that we find ourselves in, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Let me know your thoughts and opinions about this one down below in the comment section. Very, very weird situation. What are you guys expecting from a new Legend Garp that looks to be coming in Treasure Cruise? And of course, whenever we get this information, I'm going to give it to you guys as soon as it drops. But thank you so much for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to go ahead and leave a like, and if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.